Hello, BookThinkers family. I was recently listening to an episode of The Tim Ferriss Show, which is one of my favorite podcasts, and Tim had Ryan Holiday on as a guest. Ryan was actually interviewing Tim, and they got onto a conversation about Stoic philosophy that I wanted to share with you. It's always fun when two of your favorite authors and people that you consider to be your mentors sort of chum it up for a couple hours and have good, solid conversations. So I had a really good time listening to it, and I wanted to share some of that conversation with you today. So they sort of started talking about the fact that we're all just a bunch of monkeys on a floating rock in space, and that you can't take life so seriously when you sort of push out your perspective. If you were an astronaut looking down at Earth, do you really think that politics, Republican, Democrat, do you think that stuff's going to matter? Do you think it's worth having an argument with an astronaut next to you up there about what's happening down on Earth? No, of course not. You have this sort of perspective shift. Well, maybe I shouldn't really focus on that stuff so much. And the stars up in the sky. You might be looking at a star that exploded 2 trillion years ago, but that light is still reaching your eye today. So it just makes you realize how small we really are. And the Stoics thought about this kind of stuff all the time. Tim sort of started to talk about this chapter in Tribe of Mentors where Manib Ali asks this question all the time to himself. And the question is, if I was on my deathbed, how much would I be willing to pay to come back and experience this moment that I'm living right now? And when you start to think about the fact that your family members around you might not be around in 30 years, or maybe you're not going to be around in 30 years, you can start to be more present in the moment and experience the stillness in the moment. Reflect on it more. Be more grateful for it. Tim was talking about the fact that he loves waking up in bed next to his girlfriend, patting the bed and telling the dog to come up, and they all kind of just hang out for a little bit. And those are the moments that most people look past in today's busy instant gratification world, but those are the moments that are very important to reflect on and realize how grateful we need to be for them. Ryan kind of came in, like I said, and talked a little bit about how stillness and being in the present moment is so important. So I just wanted to share some of those thoughts. I think that mortality is something we should all think more about. And through the lens of Stoic philosophy, they talk about memento mori, which translates to remember death or remember your own mortality. We're all going to die. And because of that, we should focus on the present moment and get the most out of it. Seneca, who's one of the great Stoic philosophers, wrote a collection of essays, or maybe it was just one essay, on the shortness of life, and talked about how life is very short, but it doesn't need to be if you know how to use your time wisely. If you know how to be in the present moment, don't spend too much time in the past and get all depressed, and don't spend too much time in the future and get all anxious. Spend time in the present moment, be super grateful and fulfilled for every single experience and interaction that you get to have each and every day, and your life will transform in such a positive way. So remember that perspective. Kind of look at the earth from the perspective of an astronaut sometimes, and you probably won't worry that much or think too much about the past anymore. So those were some of my thoughts. I really would encourage you to listen to that episode. They cover a ton of different subjects. The Tim Ferriss Show in general is one of my favorite podcasts, and they're pretty funny to listen to sometimes. So with that, I'll cut this out. I hope everybody has a great day. Go read something. These books are fantastic. Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday came out recently. It's his newest book. I really loved it, and I practice meditation and mindfulness every single day, as well as I read Stoicism. And then this book right here is fantastic because Tim interviews and pulls the routines and stuff from some of the world's most incredible people, and he puts it all in this book. So you can read a chapter a day and you can experience all of these fantastic life lessons. So, all right, like I said, adios, go read something. Have a great night or day. Bye.